In 1911, these women strut the streets of Paris, making a bold statement with the newly popular trouser skirt. This was a revolutionary time for women's fashion, where practicality began to blend with style. The trouser skirt allowed women to embrace a more liberated form of dress while still adhering to the elegance expected of the time. Walking down Parisian streets in such attire was more than just following trends. It was a quiet rebellion against traditional norms. In 1885, the head of the Statue of Liberty emerges from its shipping crate, waiting to be assembled in New York. This iconic symbol of freedom and democracy arrived from France in pieces, ready to stand tall in the new world. The unboxing of this colossal statue was a monumental event, representing the unity between France and the United States, and the hopes of millions of immigrants who would soon pass beneath its gaze. The charm of early 20th century train travel is captured in this 1909 photograph, where passengers are seen dressed in their finest attire, showcasing the elegance of the era's long-distance journeys. Train travel at that time was a significant mode of transportation, offering comfort and a touch of luxury for those who could afford it. The lively spirit of Italian streets in the 1950s comes alive with this image of street performers, their music echoing through the narrow alleys. The accordion and drum were the heartbeat of local entertainment, offering a soundtrack to daily life and drawing crowds from all walks of life. In the 1880s, capturing a moment required patience, skill, and a camera that was as much a piece of furniture as it was a tool. This photographer, carefully preparing his shot, gives us a glimpse into the art of early photography. Imagine learning to ride a horse without ever stepping foot outside. Victorian women practiced their side saddle skills on this motorized contraption. In the 1900s, this machine provided a way for ladies to refine their equestrian techniques while staying indoors, all while maintaining the modesty expected in that era. As the morning light breaks over the quiet countryside in 1906, a woman begins her daily chores, framed by the peaceful simplicity of rural life. The moment, captured by Léonard Misson, feels timeless in its tranquility. Step back in time into a tranquil Victorian parlor, where sunlight softly streams through the open door, casting a gentle glow on the room's elegant decor. The 1800s Victorian homes were known for their grand and ornate interiors, often filled with luxurious furniture like the rocking chair seen here. This serene space likely served as a retreat for reading, needlework, or simply taking in the beauty of the surrounding gardens, as the open doors suggest a direct connection to nature, a hallmark of Victorian architecture. Opening the doors to knowledge. Librarians in Wisconsin, 1896, carefully selecting books from the shelves. In that era, librarianship was an essential profession, requiring great attention to preserve and make books accessible to the public. The attire of these librarians reflects the fashion and serious work ethic of the time. The woman reaching across the shelves was one of the quiet but effective guardians of knowledge in her time. In the libraries of 1896 Wisconsin, accessing knowledge required physical effort and dedication. Books were meticulously cataloged and thoughtfully provided to readers. Librarians were the unsung heroes, organizing and preserving the wealth of knowledge for the community. Experience a legendary moment in rock history. Led Zeppelin poses at Chateau Marmont in 1969. This photograph symbolizes not just a music group, but also the cultural revolutions of the time. Led Zeppelin influenced not only listeners with their music, but also shaped the youth of their era with their style. The excitement surrounding this legendary group in those days ignited the imaginations of fans eager to hear their music. With the grandeur of an ice cream cart, the streets of Venice in 1933 offered a sweet coolness. In this historic image, a stylish ice cream seller is seen with a cart that looks like a work of art with its elegant design. Back then, buying an ice cream wasn't just about satisfying a sweet craving, it was about experiencing Venice itself. Not even floodwaters could stop bread deliveries. In 1935, a baker in Langport, Somerset, continued his work despite the rising waters. Riding his horse-drawn cart, this brave baker ensured that the residents received their bread, no matter how challenging the conditions. This terrifying accident at Paris's Montparnasse train station made history. In 1895, a train failed to stop, crashing through the station and hanging off the building onto the street below. One person was tragically killed, but the image of the crash left a lasting shock worldwide. This chimney sweep posing in his tall stovepipe hat brings the streets of 1931 London to life. George Stall, beginning his chimney sweeping day, catches attention with his signature hat, a symbol of the era. His uniform and hat made him a visual emblem of the working class in the city. This fisherman, standing in the narrow streets of early 1900s Naples, displays his catch. Returning from the sea in the early morning, he prepares to sell fresh fish to the people of his town. The buckets in his hand symbolize the simple yet challenging life of a fisherman during that era. In the 1950s, when television was a brand new invention, gathering around the screen became the primary form of entertainment for families. During this time, TV was a bonding activity, bringing families closer together. American novelist Edith Wharton, photographed in the late 1800s, was known for her artistic elegance and intellectual productivity. This image captures the early years of her influence in the literary world. The streets of the Bronx echoed with lively rhythms in 1979. This dancing couple reflects a vibrant piece of New York's dynamic and multicultural fabric. Boston streets were not always a smooth ride, especially in 1929 when traffic jams like this became a daily frustration. With a growing number of cars and limited road space, navigating through the city was a slow and chaotic experience. Imagine sitting in one of these vehicles with the sounds of horns blaring and drivers impatiently waiting for the road to clear. Under the warm sun of Patras, Greece in 1930, men gathered at this waterfront cafe to relax and enjoy each other's company. The cafe was more than just a place to drink coffee. It was the social hub where discussions about life, politics, and business took place. With a backdrop of an iconic advertisement, this moment captures the essence of Greek communal life. In the bustling streets of Harlem during the 1940s, this young beechnut chewing gum girl is making a sale, offering sweet relief to passers-by. Street vendors like her were a common sight, and chewing gum was a popular product, symbolizing the growing consumer culture of post-war America. This interaction captures the vibrant street life and economic activity in one of New York's most iconic neighborhoods. At just 6 months old, Marcia Pinkenfield became the darling of America by winning the Most Beautiful Child in America competition in 1927. With her innocent gaze and surrounded by her trophies, this little champion captured hearts across the nation, showcasing the nation's fascination with baby beauty contests during the early 20th century. Defying gravity and safety, this daring worker stands upside down atop a power pole in Mangahow, Wellington City, in 1923. These linemen risked their lives to bring electricity to homes, often without the safety protocols we have today. Their boldness and bravery helped shape the modern electrical infrastructure. Standing atop mountains of oyster shells, these children worked long hours as oyster shuckers for the Pass Packing Co. in Mississippi, 1911. Child labor was common during this time, and many children had to forego education to support their families in harsh conditions like this. In the midst of devastation, nurses at St. Peter's Hospital in London worked tirelessly to clear bombing debris in 1941 during the Blitz. Despite the chaos around them, they continued to provide care to those in need, embodying resilience and dedication. A marvel of engineering in the 1940s, the Messerschmitt Bf 109 underwent crucial wind tunnel testing in Germany. This testing was vital for improving aerodynamics and ensuring the plane's agility in dogfights during World War II. Women of Steel, Ministry of Supply factory workers fit a tank gun mount on Matilda in 1941. During World War II, many women stepped into roles traditionally held by men, playing a critical part in the war effort by manufacturing and assembling military equipment. A race against time. Crew members of the USS Lexington scrambled to drag a damaged plane out of the way, clearing the deck for another aircraft to land during intense wartime operations in 1944. Quick thinking and teamwork were vital to ensure the safety and continued functionality of the aircraft carrier. Rehabilitation through physical activity. Patients in the Sint Willibrordus Mental Asylum in Curaçao, Netherlands, engage in supervised exercises in 1956. This image highlights an era when physical activities were introduced as part of therapeutic routines for mental health treatment. Blasting into the skies at high speed, a supermarine walrus being catapulted off the HMS Pegasus at 70 miles per hour in a training exercise during 1942. These amphibious aircraft were crucial for reconnaissance and rescue missions during World War II. Soaring to new heights. Charles Stuart Rolls, co-founder of Rolls-Royce, captured in a hot air balloon in 1900. A pioneer in both motoring and aviation, Rolls's legacy continues to shape the worlds of luxury cars and flight innovation. Curiosity fills the room as a group of well-dressed men examine the back of a woman in this provocative scene from To Hell with Virtue, 1930. This still from a pre-code era film captures a moment that would have pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable at the time. In this film, the theme of moral decay is often portrayed with biting humor, and scenes like this reflect the audacity of that period's cinematic freedom. Revolutionizing firefighting. The world's first electric engine fire truck, used by the Paris Fire Brigade in 1900. This groundbreaking vehicle marked a significant leap forward in technology, paving the way for modern firefighting equipment. An early glimpse into physical education. Gym class at Charlestown High School in 1890, where students engaged in activities like climbing ropes, a foundational exercise for strength and endurance. Traveling salesmen peddled miracle cures like snake oil to hopeful customers in 1887 Oklahoma, often selling products with dubious health benefits but grand promises. In this charming scene from 1890 Japan, children mimic the traditional tea ceremony, a vital cultural practice that emphasizes harmony, respect, and tranquility. Young determination on display at Tacoma Speedway in 1914 as a junior racer and his mechanic prepare their car for a race. The excitement of early motorsports is palpable in the faces of the crowd gathered to witness the event. This humorous moment from 1922 shows doctors at CMS Hospital in China displaying a comically oversized sample of patient pajamas. Back then, it seems like the dangers of ordering the wrong size by mail were all too real. Long before smartphones and GPS, in 1963, the Netherlands had navigation hotlines where operators helped guide travelers using physical maps. A room filled with busy operators shows how much effort went into simply getting from point A to point B. In 1922, this unique shoe repair promo car in San Francisco caught the eyes of passers-by. Peters Brothers cleverly used this vehicle to advertise their services, showcasing how businesses got creative with marketing long before the digital age. Before modern safety regulations, babies often traveled in planes like luggage, placed in overhead compartments. This photo from the 1950s captures a flight attendant ensuring a baby's makeshift bassinet is secured, showing just how different air travel was during that era. Charlie Chaplin, known for his iconic silent films, shares a playful moment with actress Baby Daniels during a friendly game of table tennis in 1928. Both stars were at the height of their careers, capturing the carefree spirit of Hollywood's golden era. Auto polo, a daring sport combining automobiles and polo, became a wild spectacle at Coney Island in 1910. Players would race in modified cars, hitting a ball while attempting to avoid crashes, although accidents were inevitable and part of the thrill. Delivering mail with a trusty companion was the norm in 1915 Los Angeles. This female mail carrier and her horse braved long distances and various terrains, ensuring timely postal service in a growing city.